Another one of the more useful features in Lync Server 2010 for enterprise voice is the unassigned number feature. If you go into the console under voice features, it's located right here, unassigned number. And the nice thing about this is if you have a pool of numbers and maybe a user leaves the organization, you can still have a default kind of answering service or a message played to those numbers. Now, for example, somebody has business cards with their phone number on it. They've handed them out at a bunch of conferences. 6 months down the road, they've left the company. That phone number is no longer in use. And if the customer calls that number, then they're going to get dropped potentially. So the unassigned number feature is a way for you to catch that call. Maybe that phone number is dropped out, but we can play an announcement to that user and say, hey, this user is no longer with the organization. Go ahead and call our main office. So the idea is you would create an unassigned number feature. You might do this on multiple languages. You can create multiple here. You have a number range, so you might cover all of your DIDs, even ones that are already in use. And then you specify that you're either doing an announcement or sending it over to the Exchange server. Now the announcement needs to be configured. It's either an audio file that you upload, or you can also use text to speech. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off by going into PowerShell, and I'm going to run new CS, help against new CS announcements -examples, because the examples or the command line process is a little tricky. Notice here that you've got to specify the application server with this kind of strange syntax. So application server : then the name of your front end pool. But then you can, with the text to speech prompt parameter, define what you want it to say. So you call a number that's out of service and you can have it read whatever message here that you want. And then again, you can specify different languages and have a different coverage for DIDs in different parts of the world if you need that functionality. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cancel out of this help here, and I'm going to create a new announcement. So I'm going to say new CS announcement. The identity in this case is application server : pool.interface.ttlabs.com. And for a name, we'll just say interface announcement. Text to speech prompt will be, sorry, that number is no longer available. Please call the main office at 602-301-1000. And then finally for the language, we'll specify ENUS. So now we have this custom text-to-speech type of prompt enabled. So this is just out there. It hasn't been hooked to anything yet. So I've created this object first, and I can always come back with the set version of this commandlet to modify this text. But what I'm going to do here is inside the console, now I'm going to create a new unassigned number. So we'll say, Phoenix unassigned numbers. And in here, I'm going to say tell : +1 602 301 1000 or 1001, and we'll say 1001 through 2000, for example. Maybe I had all 1,000 of those numbers defined. Now, the nice thing about this number range is that these numbers can already be assigned. So for example, 602 301 1002, if that's already assigned to a user, that will not fall into the unassigned number range. So only numbers in this pool will answer the call if they're not already defined, and then play our announcement. So basically you just want to select your destination server, which will be the one you defined in the shell. And then notice that it defaulted to the one announcement I have out there. If I had multiple, I could hit the drop down arrow here. So let's go ahead and say OK. Go ahead and commit all. Then again, you want to make sure you wait for replication to happen between all of your Lync servers and the central management store. Once that's done, let's hop over to the client and see how this works. All right, so over here on my client machine where I'm signed in as Erica, I'm going to go ahead and call a number out of that range that I know is not assigned to a user. So 602 301 1006. So this would work calling from another user that's Lync enabled for enterprise voice, or this would work for calls, in theory, coming from the outside world from the PSTN. So let's hit call here.
Sorry, that number is no longer available. Please call the main office at 602-301-1000.
And there we go. So it read our custom text-to-speech prompt. And again, you can go into the shell and upload an audio file for this. You can record your own message and have a custom professionally recorded voice response for this unassigned number feature. That's all it takes to get this feature set up and going. I will say that once you set it up, though, make sure you wait for replication. You might need to restart the callpark service on your front-end servers before it starts working.